Hello, Spiritual Collective. Tonight's message, we are revisited by the Queen of Cups. Still present in our lives, still present in what we need to know. She sits at the edge of the water, and riches come to her by the waves. She's in tune. She holds a cup. She drinks from the wealth of her own inner knowledge. The things she's tapped into with her emotional being, her intuitive intelligence, her compassion, followed by the Six of Cups. I feel like there's some gifts here. Again, gifts that you've had since childhood. You have memories of these gifts of intuition, of deep imagination. You were emotional. You could connect emotionally. You had these great gifts ever since you were a child. Maybe it's time to recognize these gifts more. Maybe it's time to embrace them. Embracing these gifts. It's time to acknowledge and celebrate everywhere you've been, what you've done with your life, the positive and even the negative that you've healed from, that you've grown from, you've learned from. It is a time of celebration, of mingling with others of a like mind, and branching out. Waiting for those ships to come in, waiting and watching. But you're ready this time. You're ready for what lies beyond. You're ready to take the step outward and reach what's coming to you. Those ships, they're coming to you, to the shore, and you're ready, and you're willing to receive. You are receptive, very receptive at this time. The Wheel of Fortune came out. Again, this is a very positive cycle that we are on, and it's in the upright position. It is good luck. It is good fortune. Because you've done the work. You've healed from the past mistakes and know what to look for. With the devil showing up right after Judgment. You know the things that hold you back. You are able to look at them and discern what new things, what new habits you need to do to replace old bad habits that are keeping you blocked and keeping you held back. You have risen. You are reborn because of the analysis that you've already done. You've already done a lot of analysis, a lot of healing. You know where your blocks are. And if you may need to do some more. There may be a few people out there that may need to just do a little more evaluating of how they could be better spending their time so that they can be ready for this. Don't be afraid to be reborn. Don't be afraid to embrace your new self. This new self of fiery passion that you deserve because you've worked so hard. Embrace that. Don't get caught up in drama, pettiness, things that hold you back. Old memories may hold you back. People, places, and things may be holding you back. You need to find a way to work around or remove yourself from these issues, these circumstances. You have to find a way forward so that you really can be ready when the time comes. I find it interesting how the readings feed into each other, how they continue on with some of the same energies, because that's how life is. Denial. Okay? Denial. Maybe you need to deny yourself something that is holding you back. An indulgence. Something that is keeping you blocked, keeping you from reaching for what you need or what you want. Maybe some few of you have in the past indulged in too much partying. It's good to celebrate when you need to, when you deserve it, when the time comes to acknowledge everything that you've done. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when this partying or this celebration becomes all the time and there's nothing being celebrated, where it's just a go-to and you're not really, there's no reasoning behind it other than you feel you have to, you need to deny this. You need to fast from whatever action or habit it is that is causing this. I have fragment, like a ghost, a fragment. And lust. Maybe a few out there are dealing with strong feelings of lust and excessive partying, excessive lust. This might be holding you back from becoming your better self. Maybe it's time to abstain from this kind of behavior. Not saying that there's anything wrong with, sexual desire or, again, partying and partaking of things that help us celebrate. But there is too much of something that can drag you down and fragment your energy to where you're just a ghost of yourself. You don't have the energy to put, the full energy to put towards what you're really working on. You need this, you need your full energy to really work on what you need to work on. Interesting. So now we're looking at, we already know that we're abundant and that we're working towards wealth, but we need to watch the things that we overindulge with. We need to watch the things that try to pull us back into fragmenting ourselves, or things that just, choices, making the right choices. We get to choose every day what things we do, and these choices are important to make sure that we're doing the right ones, making the right ones, doing the right things for ourselves and for others. But if you're on this creative journey, you don't want to hold yourself back by doing things that can limit your energy, can limit your focus, can limit everything else about this new path forward. It's a beautiful path, but this judgment, while many people do need to work on this, and these are things that hold a lot of people back in a lot of ways, I feel like a lot of us also have overcome this, and this is why we're ready. You've been reborn. You've seen the error of your ways of doing things that just kept you down, kept you small, and kept you from reaching higher. You were denied because you were so focused on the other things that were dragging you in another direction that you couldn't reach what you wanted. But now you can, because you can see that now. For some of you, a lot of you, you can see that now. For some of you, for some of us, we're working on it. So and maybe it's a little bit of both, depending on who I'm speaking to. Whoever is hearing this message, you know which one is right for you. But if you're on this message and you're in your spiritual journey, you already know, you've already started this. You're already on this path. It's just to what degree that you're going to go and really evaluate everything you need to evaluate to see what's keeping you, it's hindering your growth. Okay? And these can be thought patterns too. We can even be addicted to thought patterns as well. So keeping an eye on that, keeping an eye on overindulging in anything can really help us. Okay. Let's see. Come a long way. It's been a long journey. Your whole life. Your whole life. You've been on this journey. Oh my. See, you just really can't make these readings up because they just happen to fall in line so well. I mean, look at this. Unexpected endings, surprise changes, sudden shifts. Her last day in the light. This is the vampire deck, so she's changed. This is her last day in light. She's going to change overnight. She's going to change. She's going to be a different person. You're going to be a different person. You are getting so good at looking and analyzing what you're doing wrong in the moment. You need to catch those thoughts. So we can't always catch the first one, but, we can catch the one after and the one after. You know what? You're getting better at this. And soon, you're going to be a different person. You have to be a different person because in order to reach your new goal, you have to make a lot of changes. And a lot of these changes are cutting out all the negativity, all the things holding you back, all the things trying to vie for your attention and your focus. You get rid of that. You become a new person. You are being reborn. Your fiery rebirth and ascension into this new being, this new world, this new life. Your new life is waiting for you. And that came out without outsider, loner, and wanderer. I'm sure you do feel this way. I'm sure you do feel like a loner and a wanderer and an outcast. Because a lot of truly spiritual people who are true to their spirituality, that aren't ashamed, that speak their truth, that speak their mind, who don't overly filter themselves, that don't overly censor themselves, who are themselves, who express themselves in a true, authentic way, are cast out a lot of the time. Okay? So yeah, you're going to feel this way. And it's probably has caused you to become a lot of very much a loner. Who keeps to themselves. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You need that for a good spiritual practice. You need to have a lot of alone time, a lot of time to yourself to hone your skills, to hone your gifts, to meditate, to learn and to grow and to heal. You felt denied in the past also because of your loner, misfit, sort of like outcast. You felt this way. You did feel denied. And you were demonized. So it's a group of you, and maybe, again, there's more than how these energies come together. You could feel multiple of them. They all come together. You know what's right for you and what message is coming for you. Some of you might have felt demonized, and that was holding you back, because the more people demonized you, the more you pulled away, until you were so isolated that also affected you know, yourself, your growth, because you didn't put yourself out there. You were so used to being attacked that you pulled yourself away. And that may also have fragmented you, it costed you a lot. It made you disappear, or seemingly disappear for a while. But you're healing. You're healing now. And there's nothing wrong with being true to yourself, even though many people, a lot of people, will outcast you. But you're not outcast here in a spiritual community. Not towards true spiritual seekers and healers. You're not. You're not. Forbidden. Forbidden. There's something forbidden. People think that what you're doing is forbidden. They demonize it because it's forbidden, it's taboo. It's not seen as, again, it's demonized. Forbidden. Denial and forbidden. Something's being held back. Something's being held back. Being forbidden to enter. Because you're seen as an outsider. Maybe you feel like people won't accept you because you're not allowed in people's circle because you're an outcast or an outsider. Maybe this is what you're experiencing in your life right now. Maybe your family or your coworkers or fellow students. There's something there that you're just feeling like you're not... The violet flame. Do some clearing. Do some clearing and cleansing to burn away what is stagnant, to allow your fire to burn brighter, to allow your connection to be more solid with the universe, to be more clear. I mean, to have more of a clear... Something needs to be purified. There needs to be a purification. You feel outcasted. You feel forbidden. You feel outcasted. There's something there. What's going on there? You feel like a misfit. But you have these wonderful gifts. You have these things coming to you. You have You do have things coming to you, but for some reason, you feel like you've been shut out. Interesting. Furred and feathered friends. Animals. A closeness with the earth and all beings. You need to find a connection to shape-shifting. There's shape-shifting here. You need to be able to feel what it is to be a part of the whole. Like you need to be able to feel what it's like to be you have a connection with animals. You need a connection with animals to further connect. But why are you being denied? What's being denied? Okay, 1 second. Okay. So connecting with other creatures, maybe doing some animal work with getting in touch with different animal types and personalities to kind of help you move into a different psychological landscape, to be able to move more freely within certain realms, certain aspects of life calls for certain skills that you would learn with some astral shape-shifting, some psychological shape-shifting in safe ways, of course. Moving forward, again, here we are moving forward. We have the Knight of Wands, passionate drive, moving briskly, moving fast with this desired outcome. But why forbidden? What's denial? I feel like there's movement here, so I don't understand forbidden and denial other than maybe vices in the way we think. Maybe that's what's holding you back. Maybe that's what's keeping you work on these things. Again, everything in moderation. If you have a drink, like if you have a drink on the weekend and you party in a safe way, in a safe, healthy way, occasionally, there's nothing. Okay, it's other people. It's other. Okay, so we had some really good readings, and this one's kind of a good reading, but there's also some negativity coming in here, and I feel like you... Okay, no, this isn't negative, but there's something here. There's movement on a horse. I feel like this is the Six of Wands, so this is supposed to be a good card. This is supposed to be celebration. But I feel like the people holding the torches, I feel like she's running away. I feel like these people, because it's on, it's for a forbidden. And she's moving away. But there, again, there's this movement on a horse. Movement forbidden. But there's success. There's successful movement here. Maybe it felt forbidden in the past, but now it's not. But there are other people that... Okay, that's the misfit. Okay, no, that's the misfit and the loner coming through with the other people viewing you. You kind of feel like the pitchfork kind of feel with people coming at you sometimes because you're a loner and misfit and you're forbidden. You're delving into the forbidden. How dare you? That's denied. You're not supposed to discover your own power. You're not supposed to be a powerful person. You're not supposed to take accountability for yourself and to try to heal others. You're not supposed to be able to manifest your own reality. You're not supposed to realize your own power. That's forbidden. That's evil. That's the devil. There's some of that going on. Oh shit. Oh my. Here we go. Okay. What is this? The Four of Wands. Okay. But, okay, the Four of Wands usually, okay, good card. But right now with this, no, there's people with masks, and they're doing a ritual, and being masked and doing a ritual is not always bad. But in the context of what I'm reading, I feel like these are people that you feel coming at you. They have an establishment that comes after people who want to shine, want to be independent. There's something here about going after someone, it feels like. Even though traditionally that's probably not the reading of the card. It just feels like in this reading, it feels like other people are coming at you. And it feels like it's organized, and it feels like they have an established way of how they do things to cast you out and make you feel like you don't have access. There's that going on too. So that's what I'm seeing with this. This is what I'm seeing with these cards. But you knew that was happening. We have already had readings that have established this. We already know that's happening. But you need to acknowledge that and move forward anyway, because you are going to move forward. You're going to move forward. You're going to be free. You're going to feel like you can do anything. You're going to feel like you can move anywhere because you have access to all the realms. It's not forbidden anymore. It's just other people want to make it feel forbidden. The only time it's forbidden is when you let it win, when you let it chain you down. That's the only time that it actually is going to hinder your growth. The King of Pentacles. Yeah, that's right. King of Pentacles. You're going to be sitting pretty. Wow. That's super riches right there. That's stability. You're the king. And you got riches, and that's what's happening. Okay? This is of course an energy. So you're going to be so solid with your wealth, but it's going to be solid and it's going to be worked for, and it's going to be a powerful position. And if you don't think you don't have powerful people coming after kings, well, they really come after kings, and they really try to keep people from becoming kings. So that is definitely, but that's the final outcome, is you're going to be sitting pretty on your throne with a whole bunch of gold at your feet. You are going to have riches. That's yours. You just got to be able to move beyond this feeling of persecution, which is there, but you got to move beyond it, because that's what's holding you back. And any kind of like super intense, like all the time vices that can take you from your main goal and spiritual growth, that is also holding you back. You may have felt sad. You may have developed a vice. You may have taken up using a substance to make you feel better, but it didn't. There's some of that, because you felt a certain way. You felt like you were denied. You felt like you were denied the first time you put yourself out there. You felt like you would put all your time into something, and it ended up not being fruitful like what you would wanted. You felt denied. And you ended up fragmenting yourself and stunting your growth. And in order to to deal with this emotional hurt you may have imbibed in substance, and not for a celebratory reason occasionally. This was all the time. Maybe that's how you killed the pain, and maybe that's, but you've stopped doing that, or you're gonna stop doing that. So that's great. That'll really help you become a full person. I'm not saying you're not a full person now. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it'll help you be more fulfilled. You know what I'm talking about. You're not going to be fragmented anymore. You're not going to be fragmented anymore because you're owning who you are. And you're taking back your power, taking it from something that's leeching this power from you, and keeping it so you can't reach your full potential. I release fear and make room for abundance. It's the fear. Fear is another thing. When you feel like people are coming at you, because they might be, but being stuck in that headspace where they want you, that's not the place to be. You have to release this. I release fear and make room for abundance. This abundance is yours. The King of Pentacles, okay? It's yours, okay? I am a conduit for the universe's riches. You're a conduit. So once you realize the richness that's inside of you, it's going to manifest in the outer world. You are rich beyond your wildest dreams, and you just don't even realize it. It's going to happen for you. It's going to happen for you in a good way. And maybe, and you know, it's not, again, this picture, right? You're probably not going to be a king with a crown on your head with gold at your feet, but you're going to have the equivalent in this modern day and age, in your own way. In your own way where you have riches. What is richness to you? You're going to feel that. And there's also that connection with Earth again. And being able to, a really powerful person is able to connect with all the different aspects of themselves. This is also what I'm getting, is aspects of yourself. Different types of beings within. Like, again, with these animal spirits. You know, incorporating them in you, and what animal spirits do you have inside of you that can help you. That's coming through for sure. Okay, so it's not a horrible, horrible read. It's just being self-aware and being able to know when to let go and stop letting things rule our life. There is a lot here. There was a lot of messages here. This was a very chatty message because there's a lot here. There's a lot going on for a lot of you. There's going to be a lot of people eventually going to see this because they need something from it, because there's something here for a lot of people. And there's a lot of there's a lot of healing here. There's a lot of healing here. You're not a demon. Well, I'm not saying that demons are bad. That, you know, that's a whole nother video, and I'll get into that. But you're not the bad, evil person that people like to make you out to be for whatever taboos they think that you're, whatever thing that they feel you're not, that you're messing up, that you're not allowed to experience. We get Dragon Goddess. Dragon Goddess. Oh, wow. Okay, you are protected. You're protected and you're powerful. Get in touch with this. Get in touch with this energy of the dragon. This is yours. This is your protection. This is your power. You are powerful. You are fire. You are devotion. You are passion. And with that, good night.